Southies, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Ceci and today you are watching another speed build video, and I'm actually doing a house, and specifically a Charleston Single house. If you are unaware of this architectural style, it is featured in Charleston, South Carolina, maybe in other places, but that's pretty much how it got its name. Sort of the main staple or the clue that it's a Charleston is this fake front door that actually you're accessing a porch to, and then it's kind of a skinnier looking build. So I've been wanting to build a house like this for a while. One of my favorite sim speed builds is done by Tides Changing, aka Ashley. She has a Charles Single house on her channel, which I just kind of looked it up and I realized she hasn't done anything in a while, and I miss her build. She's a really good, or pretty great builder. She's probably back in the day when I watched her the most. Her and Freezer Bunny and Devin Bumpkin and Dilly Greasy and Little Simsy, you know, the main ones. But I watched her the most because I really liked what she came out with. But miss her, hope she comes back soon. But yeah, ever since she built that house, I wanted to do one too, and this is the first time I'm doing one, so I'm really excited about it. I did get on Pinterest and look at some reference photos for the style that I wanted, and I like the idea of just a black and white, very traditional looking color scheme on the exterior. This is for a family of, let's see, mom, dad, and three daughters, so 5 Sims. And I didn't really know kind of what the family dynamic would be when I was first building the house, but I knew that I kind of wanted there to be sort of a bit of a surprise when it comes to this family. So my idea, this family, their name is the Joneses. And I kind of imagine that they are when you look at them on the outside, they're the family you want to be, you know, kind of the whole cliche of Keeping Up with the Joneses, right? They're the family that you want to be. The kids are so well behaved, and the mom seems so like traditional stay-at-home mom, and the dad seems like he has a really great job, and they're the neighbors that are always smiling and waving and talking to you over the fence. But the parents have a bit of a secret. They are criminals. They are thieves. They run around the world pulling off heists. And I decided that their secret lair would be in a basement level. Now, I don't think Charleston, and I don't know, I'm not from there, and I didn't really research it. I don't think a basement would make sense because there's a coastal state, but maybe, I think Charleston's more in the middle of South Carolina, so it might not be that big of a deal. I know Willow Creek is kind of based more on Louisiana, which a lot of Louisiana is below sea level, so basements aren't, like, they're not, well, I guess more New Orleans, but you could just pretend like it's in the upper part of the state. But I live in Arkansas, the state above it, and there are basements here. So the South, plenty of places have basements, so, and I thought it would be a good idea, instead of having an attic, to just have a basement. I know I'm talking way too much about it on basement, but there is a basement, a secret basement, where they keep all the things they've stolen, all the money they've stolen, things that, you know, they're gonna fence later on. But yeah, those are the dynamics of the family. Right now I'm working on sort of the formal living room, and I wanted the interior to feel very colorful, but I also wanted it to feel very traditional. And it did take me a minute to come up with the color scheme and things. Oh, I didn't mention this at all, almost 5 minutes into the build. This is a base game only build. So yeah, I haven't done a base game only in a really long time, and I decided to sort of challenge myself, and it is a challenge, especially for someone like me who uses all of the packs. and I don't use CC build by that much, so I have to, in my mind, I have to use all the packs because, you know, I'm kind of limited. But it is, if you're one that doesn't even think about what you're grabbing from the catalog, you just see something, you like it, and you drop it in the build, doing a limited pack build or base game only build is so hard. It took me, number one, this is a big build. There are 4 bedrooms, a family bathroom, a master suite bathroom, a formal living room, an informal family / kitchen / workspace, and then a basement, and then there's the outside. So it's a huge build, and I haven't built a huge build in a little while. I won't say months and months, but it's been a minute since I've built a huge build. So it took me like 4 hours to build this, and I know probably some of you are thinking, well, that's not a lot of time. It is for me. I typically, because I sit down and I just go. I don't take breaks. I just start building. And so this kind of did take a while, especially because it was base game, so I really had to think about what I wanted to put in here, and I didn't use the debug menu, which I think probably would have helped me more, but I knew that if I got in a debug, I'd be sitting here for way longer than 4 hours. But yeah, as you saw, I worked on, so the kids are teen, child, and then a toddler, all girls. So you saw me do the peachy sort of room was the teenager, the purple and green room is the child, and then this is the toddler room that is green and yellow themed. And I'll say one thing, I wish there was a little bit more color matching in the base game. I think that was like the hardest part, was trying to find colors that matched and went together, and it took me forever to just find something that worked. So this is the parents' room. It's the top floor, the 3rd floor. They have the entire 3rd floor, although it's not as long as the rest of the house. And I thought that I wanted them to have a very, you know, traditional looking bedroom. I wanted their house to just feel like it came out of a magazine. There's a walk-in closet that I created that I'm pretty proud of. That's really cute. You don't think about how much stuff comes from different packs, and again, until you limit yourself, and then you realize all the walk-in closets aren't base game. They're from Get Together. So if you want a walk-in closet, you gotta make one on your own. So I left that one in here, and I also left the master bathroom in the footage, even though I like it, but kind of looking back at it, I was like, it's not that crazy impressive, but I liked it. It looked fancy. So I kept it in. Normally I don't keep bathrooms in the videos because the bathroom is a bathroom is a bathroom. They're not special. Obviously there's no laundry in here, but if you wanted to put laundry in the build, there are plenty of hallways in this build. There's also this little bump out that leads you to the basement that you could put laundry in there as well. The last time I played with laundry though, it was glitching out, and I don't know if it's been fixed. I can't remember when a patch day is coming through. Possibly when we get bunk beds at the end of the month, there'll be a patch that might fix some problems such as the mirrors, and maybe the laundry works now and I haven't been playing with it, so I have no idea. I took it completely out of every build. I like playing with the laundry. I don't mind laundry in real life, so I guess that's why I enjoy it. Plus, your kids used to get responsibility points. Now, again, I kind of noticed recently, I don't know if kids can even use the laundry anymore. I'm not sure, but they can get responsibility points if you have parenthood. So this is the master bathroom. I wanted it to feel sort of luxurious and glamorous. And yeah, I moved that couch. I think I take the couch completely out the build. I started to think about it, and for some reason, like sitting in the front of the toilet, it felt gross. I was like, why did you put this couch in front of the toilet? That's disgusting. I don't know, it just felt really gross. And so I moved it. And I made this little makeshift vanity, since vanities come with vintage glamour. Again, things you don't realize until you're limiting yourself, because I've been playing with these so long. But I get rid of the couch completely, and I put a dresser there, because there isn't a dresser in the bedroom. And if you're someone that likes to use the dresser to get to Cass or something, I wanted you to be able to have it there. I do this little shelf moment up here with flowers and candles, so it feels super romantic. And I didn't really do much to the balconies. I don't know, by the time I got done with this build, I was pretty much over it. I got done with the interiors. Like I said, 4 hours is a really long time for me just to be building. Gameplay, not so much. I could do gameplay forever, especially in a rotational type of sense gameplay, because I enjoy rotational gameplay more than just playing with one single family. I like to bounce back and forth through different houses and save files. So I could do that for a pretty long time. Building, at some point, I get tired. My spirit gets a little bit exhausted, and I was like, I'm done. But yeah, I do utilize these little vases that came with the update. It's the Mexican Heritage vases, and then I also use, I can't think of the word for it, that wooden thing with the flowers on it. I use that because I believe I mentioned in the last video, maybe a video before that I keep forgetting that it exists. And so I was like, I want to use this thing, but I keep forgetting it exists. So I remembered its existence, and I put it here for a little barbecue outdoor moment. And then I do a drive here, and I'm going to put, I have the big privacy wall, and then this little fence that makes it look like it's a garage door that opens. And then I size up some toy cars and put them down in there. I put the big privacy wall because I think as much as they're a family, they seem very open, but they're the kind of people that when you really sit and think about it, you don't know really anything about them. Like, you're not exactly sure what the dad does for work, but you know that he has a job of some kind. Same as the mom, and the kids can't really talk a whole lot. They can't they're not allowed to invite friends over. It's like on the surface you're like, oh, the Joneses, they're a great family. They're so sweet. They're always so helpful if you need anything. But when someone's like, well, what do they do? Where are they from? You don't know that stuff. So now I'm working on the kitchen/family room. Now, I had a completely different concept for this area. I built out a completely different concept. I actually had it split up into 2 rooms with a tiny little galley kitchen and then a little office. And as I was continued to build, I was like, no. I will say, I did take a tiny break, or what was meant to be a full stop, but I couldn't stop building. So I did not record any of the landscaping because I was like, well, I'm gonna get off, and I'm just gonna take a break. And then I started looking at the build, and I started making changes, and before I knew it, it was completely landscaped, and I hadn't recorded a thing. So you'll see it somewhat in the screenshots. But so I did do an entire room and hated it, and sort of after my landscaping moment decided to try again. And so I decided to go ahead and make this one big room, and I think it turned out really great. I really love it. I don't know, it's really cute and a good concept. And it's the room in the house where everybody ends up, right? It's the family room, the kitchen, it's where the office is. Now, the teenager has her own laptop, and there is a desk and computer in the parents' room, but Personally, I'm more of the family computer type of vibes. We had a family computer that was in a central location in the house where parents can pay attention and watch and make sure that the kids aren't on there doing stuff they're not supposed to do. But of course, this is The Sims, so unless you have a mod for wicked things, there won't be any wickedness on the computer. But you know, there's chat rooms. You want to be able to watch your kid while they're doing the chat. So there is a family computer, and I suspect that as the child sim and the toddler sim get older, that's probably what they'll use the most. And then if the teenage sim becomes a young adult, goes to college and stays at home, then they'll need their own computer. So you can think about that as gameplay. But this little corner is sort of the office space. There's also an art or an easel there, and I put some kids' toys over in there. I was just thinking, when I was growing up, and actually I was reminded because in my parents' house now that they've been living in for the past 12 years, there is a kids' room for the grandchildren, and somehow toys end up all over the living room and all over the house. And my parents were kind of talking about it because my dad was kind of fussing about it because he's a neat sim, my dad. And he was like, I don't remember the kids, meaning me and my little brother, having toys and stuff all over the living room. And my mom's like, no, they kept their toys in their rooms. And when I was thinking about it, we did. We would play in the living room or in the den. But we had to, when we were done, we had to take all of our toys back into our bedrooms. But for some reason, when I build, I put a space in the family sort of shared place for toy boxes and stuff. Mostly because it takes forever for the toddler to get up and down the stairs. And I in my mind think that the parent would want to be able to see their toddler in a space while they play. But, you know, I would be in my room for hours playing by myself with the door shut, and no one would come in and check up on me. Like 0 people would come in to make sure I was still alive. So, I don't know. It's probably realistic in other homes, but in my house growing up, it was not realistic to have a kid space in the shared space. But I do it in The Sims, just more for gameplay purposes than anything else. But here I am sort of working on the bedrooms again. The teenager has a treadmill in her room. I imagine she's an athlete, don't know what kind, cheerleader, basketball, soccer, whatever you want her to be. And then the child sim, the middle sim, she wants to be a musician when she grows up. She wants to be a singer. And then the toddler just wants to eat crayons and play in the dirt because that's what toddlers do. I have no idea what they would want to do in the future. Okay, and so here is the basement level, the secret criminal lair, and I had fun putting this space together. I would imagine that the girls have no idea this space even exists. Like, they don't even know there's a basement in the house, that they think the door on the bump out just leads to the laundry or the shed, and they have no idea that there's a ladder that leads to this room. Maybe the teenager is starting to suspect there's something weird about her parents, but the smaller kids have no idea. And I think they have a bunch of gold down here and a bunch of art pieces and things that they probably fence, and there's a little table that I put together, and for them to, you know, work on their heists and come up with ideas. I'm trying to think if I have any kind of housekeeping stuff. No, just building, working on Let's Plays, trying to bring my Not So Berry Challenge back to the channel. I mentioned that before. I haven't streamed this week, and I'm probably not going to stream for a while, and I was doing Not So Berry over there, so I'm going to try and bring it back here. I've already got some footage of it. I just have to edit it and make it fun and interesting, and so I can bring it back to the channel and, you know, have my other 2 Let's Plays that I'm currently working on, and then a 3rd that I can't wait to bring back, but I am in hiatus when it comes to my Frozen Hearts Vampire LP. I'm taking a break from it. Not because I don't love it. I actually love it the most out of all of them, but I'm just on a break. I'm on a break, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Take breaks where you can. But yeah, as you can see, this room is definitely coming together. There's a lot of stuff that comes with the criminal career. So, and then a lot of really expensive things that come in base game altogether. So I had a lot of fun trying to choose this stuff and put it down here, and so I think it came out pretty nice. Okay, so I am coming up on the end of the build. If you enjoyed it, please let me know by way of pressing the like button. Comment down below your thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts on the build, or I don't know, how do you come up with families when you're building, if you're a builder, or if you're just doing gameplay? How do you come up with your families? I'd love to hear that. And if you haven't already and you want to see more content from me, please subscribe. I try to post every week, and I would love for you to be a part of the Southie family. As always, my name is Ceci, and I promise never to break your game. Bye.
Hey, you're good at making me lose my mind, but I always come around, don't I? And I know sometimes I'm bringing you down, but I always make you smile, don't I? We're like the waves on a big blue stormy sea, but still you're the one who brings out the best in me. We're a little messed up, baby, kinda up and down, and we keep falling till we hit the ground, but then we get back up again. Yeah, we're a little messed up, baby, it's never getting boring when we keep aiming for the stars, just you and me. We always get back up again, you and me. Baby, you and me. There's no one else who can make me feel like I can do anything I dream of but you. We can fight all day and make love at night, 'cause we always figure it out, don't we? Yeah. Yeah, we're like the waves on a big blue stormy sea. We're a